Hey, what's up, guys? This is Zeus from Region 12 in HDX, and I'm doing an account review today for one of our R4s.
Hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's good. Yeah, I can hear myself perfectly. Okay. Just take a look at these things. Really, the mic, dollars, and memory. You have this extra here. Sorry. Maybe superbs, yeah, okay, you're only with the superbs. You've maxed out. Okay, this is good. This is nice. Awesome. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted to, I'm waiting for Sandy to log on to Twitch. Okay, there we go. Sammy, just tell me if you're logged on in your chat. Because this is obviously for you. While I'm waiting for Sammy to tell me yes or no, I just want to take a look at these ships. What was that? Okay, let's see that one. The full print here. Yep. It's these two. Let me get the flat. Not the iron, but it's rough. We'll get to that. Send a message to me. He sent me his arena report, so there were a couple things that I wanted to talk about regarding that. And Alberto, would be a good opportunity for you to actually look at this and tell some of your members some of the key things that you and I discussed a long time ago regarding arms. He was on just a minute. He was on earlier when I was doing Glory League. I hate when you log on to a new account and they give you this stupid intro. Let's get cool. Here's my 5-1. $312. Yeah, this is what I really wanted to talk about too. Is the mixing of chips. It's good to have the 2-piece arrays, but ideally you really want a 4-piece array. But you can do like a 2. But like, okay, yeah, this is crit with combo. Or crit. This is all crit with combo. So he's doing a good job there. He's doing a lot of counter on one of his brass beasts. Again, more counter on his brass. Is that brass beast? Yeah, it's brass beast. Yeah. I saw he's got some physical beasts. Not ideal for Sammy, but let's take a look at what beast he actually has. Water beasts. He's got the combos. He's got the right idea with the chips. That's actually really good. There's some minor tweaks that we have to work on, but you know, we can do that. Some, oh, wait, actually, somebody did. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. I love his equipment. Pure infantry cross. That's beautiful. That's the way to do it. No parts on range. No parts on riders. He's got the HP prioritized. We'll talk about that. This I never understood unless you're a whale. You understand his infantry, but he's got rider range. You can have on your cars the health. I mean, I wouldn't. The load, the squad load is good, but like these attributes are bad. Again, squad load is good. You'd rather want something like gathering speed, gathering bonus. Again, the basic attributes are good. See, here you go. This is beautiful. Gathering speed for both these. Although these attributes are great, these attributes or whatever. So we have a lot of squad load, but it is what it is. The reason I don't like people, like I only have squad equipment on ranged and cars, because I just dismantle all the other stuff so that I can increase this. So I didn't even look at the attributes he has. Infantry squad damage pretty good, base attributes pretty good. Oh, this is good, squad counter damage. These are good pieces so far. Squad counter damage with infantry defense. Yeah, wow, he's got very good. He's got very good squad equipment, actually. I'm recording this video anyways for Sammy, so anything I say, I can just send to him if he misses it or whatever. But I wanted to go back to the kill data. The pairings here killed me. This pairing is great. Odala with Julian. This is another great pairing. Moto with Bolt. But then this pairing here is very poor. We'll take a look at his heroes so that he can replace Gia or something like that. I don't know. And then he's got Claude behind Park. So yeah, but before we get to that, we talked about his equipment, which is beautiful. I would keep focusing on your back, the vest and knife. I wouldn't really focus on the backpack just yet, part-wise. Infantry-wise, since you're tanky by nature, you kind of want to increase that tankiness. So when you go part-wise, you're going to want to go for the defensive parts. Parts attributes, yeah. Which is what, those middle parts, essentially. But as far as refining goes, with those gold mana coatings, get this to level 10 as soon as possible. And vehicle. I know a lot of people are always like, I want to put my main type as high as possible. Once you got like 9 and 10, but then all of the other ones are still at like level tier 3. Sorry. And the reason that that's not ideal is because you get attack and defense from everything. I mean, we just looked at the equipment here. I mean, you get attack, defense. Defense, attack, the parts themselves, attack, defense. So you get a ton of attack, defense just from parts, buffs, everywhere. So I mean, getting them from your workshop too is good, and you want to prioritize that, but you want to level these up to tier 3 as well. And here's why. I'm going to show you. I think I saw it in this report. Squad damage, you can back one report, 3 less. Because it's actually about barrage. So the commander buffs. Yeah. Protection and firepower. So you see how your enemy's firepower is 947 and your protection's 892. They gain what is called barrage. I'll show you that in a minute. And how your firepower is actually greater than their protection, so you gain barrage. And barrage is essentially just a huge multiplier of damage at the end of a battle or of an attack. And it's the only place that you can gain that. But before we get into that, I want to look at the heroes. So this combination is actually not bad. I noticed that you have no arms on them. You'll get there eventually, but I do have a problem with this. Bodala, great arms. For the most part, your homes are great. You got the camo net, 2 stars. Yeah, these are great homes. I always tell people you want to spend all your DLS points to get your augmenter maxed, because it's free and readily available. So yeah, just keep working that. These homes are great. It's okay to have a few travel speed homes. I know just 2 so far, but that's it. Yeah, everything's attack, defense, block, damage reduction. On Moto, you have kind of your second set of arms. That being said, I would actually switch these arm sets. The reason being, sorry, I have to look at it. Oh yeah, so this is like your buff squad, and this is your damage squad, right? So your damage squad, you want to deal damage, and this arm set gives you that. So putting them on your damage squad would make a lot more sense. Bodala with Julian, they're great, but they're really, Julian's really a buffer, and Bodala is really just a tank, right? So they're not really dealing damage, they're just helping. They do deal damage, but not nearly the amount that Moto and Bolt do. So, you want this group to last long, and, if your buff squad dies, but you're still dealing out damage. On Amara, I know you didn't have the other set, but this is where I have a problem. You have an arm set on a rider, where if you dismantled, or just move these middle 2 devices to, I don't know, you max that, but okay, to Amara, dismantled the rest of this so that you could start building, kind of finish this set a little bit, but start building a 3rd set for your infantry, as opposed to wasting it on a rider that have no buffs, ability to withstand combat, etc., etc. Like here, your equipment doesn't support riders, your vehicle doesn't support riders, so having arm sets on riders is just a waste, essentially. And who did you have behind Park? I forget, I'm sorry. And you have Claude behind Park. Actually, honestly, I would put Claude behind Rag, since Rag is such a tank, and Claude again is a buffer. What do you have Claude at? He's at 5211. Yeah, and so you have Gia here, which is not great. You have Mara at 5141, so she's getting there. Moto's awakened. Bolt's not awakened. These 2 are awakened. If I were you, I would focus on awakening Bolt as kind of your priority, because then you have a very solid field squad that'll deal a ton of damage. And in a second, we'll look at your other heroes that you can pair with. Regarding beasts, first thing first, so I get this question a lot, okay, so, mixing, sometimes beasts can be beneficial, but it's actually easier if I go to the beast layout to show you guys this. So, if I click, yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so every beast has a leader skill, and so fire beasts, deal damage, blah, 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 every 6 seconds. Then this skill is the active skill, and it always deals damage every 3 seconds. The higher the level, the higher these numbers go. Then you have a passive skill, when this skill deals a critical hit, and keep that in mind because it's going to be important. You gain crit damage for the current attack, and then the last one is a passive skill, and it tends to be against another element beast, so against grass type beasts. I don't really focus on that kind of stuff at all, to be honest with you. So it's really, the leader skill, the active skill, the first passive skill, and a little bit from the last passive skill. But what's important is you see here, since it's paired with Saber, look at the support skills. So When the active skill deals a critical hit, when it increases the active, deals damage to the target, has a 50% chance to screen. So critical hit falls under damage. So not every time are you going to be dealing damage. Critical hit, but every so often you will deal crit, which will then activate this skill. Okay, and that I'm going to show you why that's important in a second. When using the leader skill, leader crit is increased for 120. And that's crit, right? So it's a leader skill. There's a chance to increase, so deals damage, which is a form of crit. So those two skills go together. And then the last support skill here, when dealing damage to a target with a shield, again, this kind of goes with the grass beasts. Grass beasts have shield effects, so these two go together. But watch what happens when I just switch out, I don't know, here. Okay, so let's say if I paired the Saber with the Draco. We know the skills for the Saber. And look at the first support. When triggering a counterattack, okay, nowhere here does it say counter attack. So if you paired a Saber or Fire Beast with a Grass Beast, this skill doesn't even get activated. So look at this. Okay, when using the leader skill, leader counter, okay, again, the leader skill there's nothing here about counter damage. Okay, so you're already wasting the first skill and the second skill. And then the third skill reduces corrosion, and corrosion is a water beast type kind of thing, and it has nothing to do with that. So right then and there, that's why 95% of the time you want to pair the same type of beasts, fire with fire, grass with grass, water with water, and physical with physical, regardless of the stats that you're seeing here. Like, let's just pretend for a second you didn't have these beasts. First of all, you should get rid of your boars. Like, just recycle this. Boars are useless. So are the hounds. Recycle them for that green dust, the experience stuff, so you can increase it. But anyways, let's say you just had these two beasts, right? And you're looking at the raw stats. You don't even gain much here. But obviously, it looks better, just looking at the first three, it looks better if you use grass. And a lot of people just look at the base stats like that, but they forget that the skills don't activate each other. That's number one. Then number two, it becomes this. So the yellow numbers are what you get from your lead beast, and the green numbers are what you get from your assistant beast, or what's inherited from your assistant beast. So you can see here, this is your base. I always, HP, attack, defense, that all comes. But crit, you have 74, you start getting a lot more crit. Crit damage, you start to increase more crit. Fire beasts are crit damage-based beasts. Counter damage reduction is something else that you really want, right? Because you're dealing damage, you're going to get countered back, and so you want to reduce that. Element reduction is kind of a stat that I ignore completely. It's one of the ones in Garrison that I use level up last. But squad damage reduction is huge, right? Because that allows your beast to last longer in battle. So that's just a quick overview of the beasts in general, the pairings. Something I want to show people that I don't think they know is if you go to the attributes here and you click on just any of these, it'll tell you where, so crit damage is 48.6. It'll tell you where that is coming from. It's mostly coming from your chipset, which makes sense because the majority of your chips are crit. And then 9% is coming from your support beast, which again makes sense because your support beast is a crit beast and has crit chips as well. The remainder is from the potential, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. So you can do that for any of these. Counter damage reduction comes from your chipset and your support beast. A real quick and dirty way that a lot of people look at is if you click on the question mark above the special attributes, it shows you the amount of crit you have, the amount of combo, and the amount of counter, which is a quick and dirty way of just telling you, what attributes the beasts have. But what's more important is that their skills actually activate one another. Pristine. So you have this maxed. Oh wow, you got this really high. This is great. I would focus on getting this max level. Down here on the lower left, you'll see this little icon, and these stats come strictly from Pristine Light. So the first three are given. Attack, defense, HP, and obviously since this is a crit beast, the higher your Pristine is, the more natural crit damage and crit you're going to get from a crit beast. Like the flip side would be, we got a lot of fire beasts going on here. Let's see. Did you raise it? Yeah, okay, great. So for example here, Dracos are counter beasts. So when you go to the potential, like this, you don't have it nearly as high, and don't worry about that, you shouldn't. As a matter of fact, I don't recommend you raising like the Pristine Life on like all your beasts. Like, let's see if you have it on this. Good, you don't have it on that. Here's why, because instead of same thing for heroes, right? Instead of spreading it out and having 2 or 3 okay squads, if you have 1 or 2 really good squads, then you're going to be stronger in the field. Since this Pristine is not as high as the other one, obviously you're not going to have as much or more stats, but you do have some crit damage here. I do want to make a point. I noticed that you reach level 7 here, and this is maxed out. Let me show you something real quick. So, level 7. Leader skill, here. For the active skill, you're at 5 until it reaches 8 is the next tier. For the passive skill, until you get to 9 is the next tier. And the last passive skill, you're at 7 already, so it's here. Once a gold beast, so in this case your gold saber, reaches level 7, which it has, then you can switch it, the order. You can make this the lead beast and this the support beast. Okay? Because if you look at the skills here, I don't really want to go through all the math and all that stuff, but around tier 7, 8 gold beasts, their stats, for lack of a better term, surpass purple beast max stats. So you can actually start switching your saber order. I do like that you have, let's talk about the chips really quick. I noticed that you have, crit with crit, combo with combo, and crit with crit. This is totally fine and great, since I noticed that you didn't really have good alternatives here. You only had the 2-piece array, which just gives you flat stats. What I mean by flat stats is, okay, so for instance, Burning Spine, you just get crit damage and crit. Yeah, I know, Gordon, go away. When it comes to the combo, nope, sorry. It's the same thing. You just get combo plus 145. If you had the 4-piece array at 2 stars, you don't just get the flat stats. You get increased chance to deal more combo damage, as opposed to just, here's the amount of combo damage that you're going to be dealing, which is, combo plus 145. Here, you're actually getting a lot more combo if you were able to get a 4-piece array. But I noticed, you're earlier in the game, it's going to take you time. And again, just like we always preach, focus, focus, focus. So try your best to get either a 4-piece array of crit or combo, quite frankly. And on this beast, I think you had all crit. Yeah, you have the 4 crit. And honestly, just switching the order of the beasts, forget about switching the chips that are on them, might be beneficial to you. Actually, let me see what happens when you do that. Wait, cancel. Well, you're going to have to actually look at the stats and see if they increase. But again, once they get to level 7, switch them. You have that in support. See, like here's a good example of where tier 3 is too low. And honestly, I would lead with your purple rhino as opposed to your gold rhino, because your gold rhino is too low. Physical beasts, I'll get to that in a second. Physical beasts are not great in the field, and I don't recommend that you keep building them, Mostly because a lot of their skills that we were just talking about, like this passive skill, when in a rally or garrison, blah blah blah. Okay, so this skill doesn't work in the field, essentially. The first skill does, half of the first skill does. This skill does. This skill doesn't work because it needs to be when in a rally or garrison. And then the last skill doesn't work at all because when in a rally. So you're losing like half of the skills of your physical beasts in the field. So I would deprioritize them and start working on like your grass beasts. It's kind of low, level 4. Yeah, see, I know. Like I'd recycle this Pango. I'd recycle this one. Keep this. This will come in handy, even though it's at level 0. But like I said, recycle the boars and the hounds. I think you have a lot of. Yeah, look, you got 4 red hounds, a bunch of them, and you can get a lot of. Oops. That green dust back so that you can build out more of your other beasts. Anyways, so that's a quick and dirty overview of the beasts. Going to the heroes. Okay, see, I didn't even know. Yeah, I did. These are your superbs that you're holding on to, which is smart. And I noticed that you maxed this, so keep this. I just put it on Julian because I wanted to see what you had. But like we talked about, make your strong arm set and put it on your damage dealing squad, which in this case would be Moto and Volt. As far as heroes in progress, I guess, you have him awakened. I would dismantle those arms. Where you got Rag at? 5, 4, 3, 1. He's not bad to level up. Obviously, he's older. Level him maybe. Amara also definitely. I'm just seeing what you have to work with. It looks like those 2 I would level up first. I'd prioritize them. Saw Claude somewhere. Yeah. He's a little bit far away. He's a great buff squad, but for you, since you're still kind of working on your 2nd or 3rd march, I'd prioritize either Rag and Amara. Actually, both of them, to be honest with you. That should be your main focus. Ignore all these other ones. What do you have for her? I think that way to go with her. Aaron's a terrible. Terrible hero. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to bust Gordon's chops. So yeah, focus on Amara. Honestly, first. She's got a better skill set than Rag, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm sorry. Volt should be your first priority to awaken. Definitely awaken her so that when you use her with Moto, you'd be solid. Okay. So we covered heroes, beasts, equipment. Let's check something else out. Let's see if I can find it. I always hate looking for this crap. Where's the refinery? Store trading post. Yeah, I can't see the refinery anywhere. Oh, it's right here. Whatever. I collected that. Let's just take a look in your bag. See what you got. Squad equipment. You have excellent infantry squad equipment. I mean, squad counter damage, infantry squad damage reduction is great. Again, squad counter damage, infantry squad defense is great. The base attributes are nice to have if you can match them to your troop type. Like squad defense is nice. Skill damage taken by the troop is very nice because this is to counter range attacks. But it's mostly the specialized attributes that you want to focus on. So having 2 lines out of 3 is great. And I think you have that on every single piece. Again, you have squad counter damage, basic attack damage. So this is against riders. That's great. You have infantry squad damage. That's awesome. more counter damage. Let's take a look at the overall buff in a second. Skill damage dealt is good to have, but it's mostly the ranged kind of damage. Squad-based attack damage, it's fine to have. Again, all troop types deal these kind of damage. It's just one, they all deal one more than the others. But what's nice is you have, again, infantry squad damage. So this is the only piece that you have a one-liner, because rider squad attack doesn't help you with that. So let's take a look at the overall buffs. Infantry squad defense 8%. Ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. Infantry squad damage is excellent. You want to pump infantry squad damage as much as possible, because squad damage is great for field. Damage reduction, which is you have down here, is more for like a garrison or tank rally kind of account, but it's nice to have, especially on your infantry troop types. So the reason I bring this up is you see how infantry squad defense is 8%, whereas something like an infantry squad damage is 4.4. You're starting to get higher and higher here, so it's going to cost you more and more. Yeah, I know it froze. I think it froze. But anyways, it's recording, so I'm going to play the recording for you anyways. Just listen to what I'm telling you. When it comes to... I just want to check your bag really quick. Jesus. You have a lot. You have a rider squad attack 7%. You can sell this for anywhere between 1K and 2K gold. I don't know why you're holding on to it. That's just one example. Let's see what you got here. You got range squad attack. That's probably... No, you got defense. Again, infantry squad attack. You could try to sell that. Those don't really sell too well. I'm just looking for like high stats. A lot of... Okay, so helmet. Infantry squad defense. 5.4. Of course you don't have that there. Okay. I just want to see how many pieces you actually have. Oh my god, dude. Do you know how much money you have sitting in your refinery right now? I don't even know where to begin with this. Other than that red piece that you can sell for 1K to 2K gold. It's just gathering bonus. Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to know why you haven't sold. Oh my god, just let me scroll all the way to the bottom. What the hell, Sam? This is yeah, you have at least $30 to $40 sitting in your refinery, if I were to be conservative with that guess. Let's go higher with the yellow stats. There's so many pieces. You have so many gold pieces that you can either smelt, sell, the 3-liner, no. Squad basic attack, gathering speeds, range squad attack 4%, sell for 200 probably. Rider squad attack 4.1%, maybe 200. Gathering speed, infantry squad defense on your helmet, nope. Gathering speed. We got a lot of gathering speed ones, unfortunately. It's kind of funny. Gathering bonus. What's this? Squad attack. Oh wow, you could sell that for 500. Infantry squad attack. Ring squad defense. Again, attack. 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 Range squad defense. Range squad defense. Rider. Attack. So a lot of attack pieces. Gathering speed, rider, no. Range squad defense, 4.2. Infantry squad attack. Infantry squad defense. Rider squad attack. Range squad attack. Yeah, that's an interesting piece you could sell. Range squad attack 4.5. You could probably sell for 300, 350. Defense, infantry squad defense. Anything that's not infantry based, I would try to sell immediately, especially with the yellow stats. You have range squad defense almost at 5% for the turret. That would fetch you a pretty penny. You have a piece here that is a double infantry attack. That might be a good piece to sell. Infantry squad attack squad. You have another piece that's honestly this double range squad defense with counter damage taken, skill damage dealt, could probably sell for 500 to 700. That's a gathering. You have a double gathering, but you see, this is what you should be using on your cars: steel gathering speed, oil gathering speed, and you have 2 gathering bonus stats on that. You have a 5. Again, this helmet is 2 gathering speeds, but infantry squad attack 5%. Range squad defense. Rider squad attack 5.7%. Rider squad attack 5. Yeah, you have an insane amount of money just sitting here in your refinery. I'm just scrolling through real quick to see that. Range squad defense, rider squad attack, infantry squad defense, rider, range squad defense 6% vest. That's insane. And then you come to your rider 7% attack, which is insane. You have range squad damage, still low. Infantry squad attack, ranged, range squad attack. And then we start to get into the pieces that you actually are using. Okay. So we covered these heroes, refinery, equipment. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, good job with your bag. 35 days. Armaments. Okay. You have a lot of armament boxes just sitting there, waiting to be opened. And you have the opportunity to actually use them to improve your actual, your second squad's arm sets and potentially your third arm squad sets. I mean, what is this? Just device for? I just want to see something. I'm not going to use it, but I mean, I don't think you have a turret. I think you can actually get a turret. Not one. Keep the superbly hat in the boxes. Weapons. You can't actually, but you can start getting higher and higher. I know that a lot of people like to keep them until they can craft them, so that they're not just sitting in their bag. This I didn't see yet. I don't even want to see. Your refinery. I'll check it out in a second. But right now I'm looking at in your bag, your biochemical beast stuff. We were just talking about chips, right? You have 64 legendary choice frag boxes. I just want to see something real quick. You have both crit and combo. I will check it in a second. You have combo for the legs. I mean, you can already start increasing your legendary chips to the next level with the amount of boxes you have. Not to mention the amount of purple boxes that you have. So your goal here should be to start eliminating the blue chips that you have on your beasts. Just like arms on heroes, how we always say go for purple or gold. Don't use green or blue. For beasts, don't really use blue chips. They just give you flat stats. There's no array effects or whatnot. But you have a ton of unopened boxes. Do you have I wouldn't chase a rare beast when you're, for you, because getting rare beasts up to that level is pretty insane. It takes a lot. I focus on chips. Speaking of, God, I want to tell you right now. You have 170 DLS points. And if you haven't spent them on your augmenter, that's a waste. You have a lot of honing chips, but your hones are pretty good. Your infantry, so I would imagine that you would be doing infantry TC sometime in the near future. Is that true? Check your auction house right now. Holy crap. What is this? Yeah, you sold this, this is food gathering, wood gathering, and gathering bonus thing for 1,300. Then let's see, you sold, what is this piece? Rider Squad damage 2.6, Rider Squad defense 5%. This probably could have gone higher than 900, to be honest with you. You sold this for 400. You probably could have sold that a little bit higher. Infantry squad attack 6.5 for 200. Sure. Range squad damage reduction. How much did you say? 450 for 3.1. You could have got probably 700 for that. That's what I'm starting to look at. Rider squad defense 6%. 200. Squad attack 200. Rider, that's a decent price for that. Rider squad attack 200. I want to see the one that you sold for 2,800. Rider squad damage 4.1%. I think is the reason that you sold this for 2,800. Yeah, 4.1% is pretty freaking high when it comes to squad damage reduction. Here you have infantry squad damage reduction at 3, and you only sold it for 500. The camo vest, again, infantry squad damage reduction, and you sold it for 900. Jesus. And I love how you didn't buy anything. That's great. Your refinery or your squad equipment is great, but in all honesty, I would dismantle, your rider equipment. It's not needed. You don't use riders. The range is the same thing. Either dismantle or sell if you can. I'm looking if you can sell it. It looks more like you can dismantle it. Range squad attack, blah blah blah. Yeah. Majority of the stuff you just dismantle. yeah, so that you can continue. I'm just curious how much. Oh God! And you have the alloys to make even more. That's insane. The only armory I've seen larger than this is ponies, which is saying a lot. But yeah, I think we covered everything, right? Beasts, heroes, arms. Oh, actually, when it comes to arms, there's one thing I did want to touch upon. I noticed, like on Bodala, you have what? You have the net and the augmenter. The augmenter is good for every role, every situation, um, because its rare hone is increased squad attack for 18% for like a certain number of squads around you, etc., etc. The net you already started building, so you should just keep it. It's pretty. I guess it's decent for infantry. It's more for someone, a hero that actually has skills that can heal. So, for instance, I'll give you a great example. I have the net maxed out on Ethan, and the reason is like 2 of Ethan's skills include healing. So the net synergizes with the healing ability of Ethan. So, but just keep building the net. It's pretty good, as well as the augmenter. Actually, speaking of the augmenter, how is your store? There it is. Oh, good. You bought out the aug. Yeah. Okay. So then I'd wait until 4 days it comes back around, and then you can get more augmenters. That being said, unless you can, how far away are you from refining your backpack? Oh, you need a bunch of nano coatings. You need 5 more nano coatings. You'll need 2 for your vest. Whatever. When it comes to, oh wow, you're very close to. You're only 1 polycarbonate shy of upgrading your next part for your infantry, which is great. Okay, so I think that covers just about everything. I see that you're not actually taking part in TC. That's fine. I don't think you have enough speed ups and things like that to actually do any to actually place decently. And I definitely would not chase the S tier hero. I'd go for the field hero. Forget her name. I'm going blank or whatever. But looking at the workshop right now, this rider squad. Okay, this is something that you need to do. You don't have to do it right now, but you should do it in the near future. You actually have enough. What are these tickets? T3 blueprints to forge another level 3 component. You know how you have your infantry at tier 3, level 9 and 10, but all the other ones are tier 2 and low. I would forge, honestly, I would just start forging the lower ones into tier 3. At this particular point, it doesn't really matter which one you do, but I would stop increasing the infantry ones, until you get all the other ones up to tier 3. If you want to slowly increase your infantry ones, but you need to save the high carbon steel for the tier 3 parts and things of that nature. So yeah, that's basically it overall. I know it lagged a bit, but like I said, I recorded it, so I'll post it and you can rewatch it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Sound good, man? Here's the other thing. Oh my god, I didn't even notice it. 1.3 billion, you spent 1 billion, and your bag is like this, which is pretty beautiful. Teleporter, which is amazing. Materials. Yeah, that covers everything, man. Alright? So, I'll post this on YouTube, and you can tell me, you can answer any questions, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyone can. Alright. I'm gonna log off now, because I have to go help.
Before I forget though, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll be putting out more content very soon. Take care, guys.